everybody, my name is Elizabeth, this is Piper, and today is October 3rd, 2022, and today is Flosstube number 29. Yeah! So it's been 2 weeks and a few days since my last update, but not since my last video. So I actually spent a lot of last week putting together a bullet journal video showing you how I set up my a new journal, and then also how I set up my pages for October. So this is my new notebook. I'm very excited to be using it now. So yeah, if you're interested in anything related to this, that video is up on my channel. And yeah, so anyway, I had a lot of fun making it. It took even though it is like a less than 20-minute video, it definitely took quite a lot of time to put together, and it made me really appreciate all the effort that like people who create YouTube videos for a living, how much time they actually put into making their videos, because it's a lot of work. So anyway, I had a lot of fun doing that, so go check it out. But anyway, aside from doing that, I also have spent tons of time reading and stitching. Those have been the main two things that I've been up to. Another thing I've been enjoying is this new game on my phone from Nintendo called Pikmin Bloom. And Pikmin is a game that I play on my Switch, but they have a mobile app now, which is kind of similar to Pokemon Go. So you basically get to collect Pikmin when you go out for walks, and you get rewarded with like how many steps you take. So that's been really fun to play, especially since I already go on a walk every day with Wilson, so it's just really cute. But yeah, so let's see. The past, I guess since my last update, I've stitched on 4 different projects, and one of them I have made an obscene amount of progress on since I last showed it to you, because I'm obsessed with it. Haunted Library. But yeah, so I have that one to show, as well as several others. And then I also have some other like Halloween fall themed projects that I wanted to show off, because I have 6 goals this month for October that are all they're all spooky projects, and so I kind of wanted to do like a Halloween WIP parade of sorts. So yeah, and then I also have a little Happy Mail swap to talk about, and then I have a little book segment at the end, a peek at what we're going to talk about. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to start with the Spooky Small Swap exchange that I participated in. This is the same group of people that I did a swap with last year for Christmas, but this year we did a Halloween theme. So anyway, I had gotten, I guess we got our partners like, I don't know, I guess 2 months ago or something like that. But anyway, the whole plan was that we would have them done and in the mail before October the 1st. So I had finished stitching mine a while ago, and then I was just like putting off the FFOing until closer to the end of September to finish it. So Wilson's chasing Piper. Okay. I don't know where I was. I was telling you about the Spooky Small Swap. So anyway, I had finished stitching mine, but I had put off stitching it. So I was supposed to stitch for Shelby from Stitches by Shelby, and I was so excited when I got her name because I absolutely love her and her videos. So I had, stitched up my thing for her, which I'll tell you about more in detail in a second. And then, like I said, I was putting it off. Well, then I went to go check the mail, and there's a package in there, and I was like, I didn't order anything. And because this was like the last week of September, so I guess it was still, in my mind, really early for swaps to be arriving. So it didn't really click. And then I pulled it out, and the package said that it was from Shelby. I was like, wait a minute. So it's not always the case where you get the same person that you're stitching for, but Shelby and I did get each other in this swap, which was absolutely hilarious. But anyway, so I'm going to show you what she made for me, and then I'm going to show you what I made for her. So I will say too that when I got her package, I had not fully finished my stitching for her yet. And I felt really guilty about it because at that point, I knew that we had each other, but she didn't know that I had her. So anyway, I felt like I couldn't open the package until I got mine finished and popped it in the mail. So that's what I did. I got it on a Friday. I finished my stitching for her on Saturday, and then I was able to put it in the mail on Monday. So anyway, but yeah, so first off, she decorated the box that everything was in with like cute little Halloween paper and stickers and stuff. And I'm gonna show the stitching last because obviously the best part. And then she gave me some candy, some classic candy like Peeps and Pez. I don't know the last time I had Pez candy, so I'm super pumped to eat this. So, and then she also gave me some stickers. She wrote me a really sweet note. And then the stickers are, this is actually kind of funny because I also gave her stickers. But these are like little cats in Halloween costumes, and then some little ghosts and some puppies in costumes. Yeah, and then, you know, the big part of it all was the small that she stitched for me. So she finished it into a flat fold, which is so cute because I don't actually have any flat folds. But this pattern is called, I think it's called Halloween, or no, it's called the Gatekeeper, like a cat purrs. And anyway, it's so cute. This pattern is by Little Stitch Girl, and I believe let's see. She said she stitched this on Picture This Plus, I forgot, it was Shale maybe? Yeah, so this is 32 count Picture This Plus Shale. And yeah, so she said she picked this pattern because the cat here reminded her of my cat Piper, which I thought was really cute. And then she finished it with this really cute Halloween fabric, which I think is absolutely precious. I think she had made a project bag with this. But yeah, and then she's got a little polka dot ribbon for the stand there. So yeah, it looks so cute and I love it so much. I already have it on display. I have been putting it right there. So yeah, I'm actually gonna stick it right there. You guys can look at it while we do the rest of the video. So yeah, anyway, I was super excited to get that. And then a few days, since I had shipped it on Monday, it wasn't until a couple days later that she got the small that I stitched for her. So I also gave her some candy and some stickers. And then the small that I stitched for her, I made like a quick little video. It doesn't have any sound, so I'll just lay it over kind of here or something. But I did a hoop finish, and the pattern that I chose is called Ghost Sampler by Lola Cross Stitch, who is the same designer for Haunted Library. But this pattern was designed on black fabric, but I chose this purple linen from Fox and Rabbit called Tibuchina, which I think is like a purple flower. But anyway, I just thought it was super cute and very Halloween. And I was super proud of myself for how I finished the hoop. I definitely, if I finish another hoop anytime soon, I definitely will try to film it so I can show what I did. But basically, after I had taken a piece of fabric and I glued it to the outside of the hoop, so it wouldn't show the wood. And then I, you know, put the stitch piece in there, but then to finish the back, I made a hoop butt, if you will, with some foam board. And I had traced the inside part of the hoop onto the foam board and cut it out with an X-Acto knife. I put fabric over it and glued it down, and then I glued down a piece of quilt batting. So that quilt batting went against the back of the stitching, and then the fabric showed on the back. So anyway, it just looked really nice, and I was very proud of myself for putting that together. And then I just tied a ribbon on the top. So Shelby is super excited about it, and you should go watch her video that she just posted, because she talks about what she made for me and then what I made for her. And anyway, I was gushing the whole time I was watching her. So anyway, that was the Spooky Smalls exchange that I participated in. And yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna start talking about stitching now. There is one project that I have to show you that was a WIP that I worked on in the past couple weeks, but it is not Halloween themed. It is actually Christmas. So I'm gonna go ahead and show that one first, so that we can kind of keep the holidays separated. Okay, so the first WIP I have to show you is, like I said, it's Christmas, and this is Stitch into Christmas by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. This is their new stitch along. It kind of overlapped a little bit with Touch of Magic, but now Touch of Magic is officially over, so this is their new like active stitch along. But this, it is a mystery. There's 2 parts out, so this is what it's supposed to look like. This is a new start, so I don't have a what it looked like last time photo. But this is what mine looks like. So as you can see, it's very tiny. This is 28 count Lugana, like Navy Zweigart or something. This is part of the kit. This is what fabric comes in the kit. But I wanted to spice things up, and I did not want to do it over 2. I decided to do over 1. So this is my teeny tiny little 1/1 stitching. I started with the little, I guess it's a robin. But yeah, I think it looks really cute. If I get too close, the lighting really messes up and then everything turns yellow. But yeah, this is how tiny it is. It's definitely like the size of a quarter probably. So deciding to stitch this 1/1, I actually did a few sample stitches right there. This is how big the total fabric is, by the way. So I did some like sample stitches up here. I did like I did 2/1, 1/1. This is 2/2, and then this one is like 2/1/10 stitch. So when I did the little test here, I was looking at it, and I really liked how the 2/1 looked, and I was like, I don't think this is gonna work out, but I kind of want to try it anyway. So that's what this is. This is actually, oops, sorry. This is actually 2/1. And ultimately I nixed it because it just, too much floss in one hole. It just was not working. But the reason I didn't like the 1/1 was because of how I was doing my stitches. But I kind of changed how I was doing my stitches, and it worked out a lot better. So doing this, normally I like, when I do my, like, okay, you do all the legs going one way, and then you do the second leg going backwards. So on the back of your stitching, you have all these like vertical posts. Well, because of that, some of my threads, some of the crosses were kind of like falling underneath the threads of the even weave. So it kind of was looking kind of messy. So what I did instead was I made it so that there was like another vertical, or not, there were not vertical posts on the back. So I'm not going to explain it anymore because I think I'm just going to word vomit everywhere and it's not going to make any sense. But I found a way to stitch 1/1 and it not like fall inside the weave of the fabric. So anyway, I'm excited to see how cute and tiny this whole thing is going to look. But yeah, so that's Stitch into Christmas by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. Okay, so next project on the list is the one that I am the most obsessed with. And in the past 2+ weeks, I have stitched on this for 23 hours and 40 minutes. That is almost a full day of cross stitching, guys. Oh my god. I think this is the most like addicted I've been to a project since I probably started cross stitching. But anyway, this is a mystery stitch along put on by Lola Cross Stitch. This is what it is going to look like as of now. New parts come out every Friday. This is what it looked like last time I showed it to you 2 weeks ago. And this is what it looks like now. So, yeah, I am obsessed with this. This is what I live and breathe right now. So the most, or I guess the newest part that has been released is the middle part of that bookshelf, and that's the Headless Horseman. He, I think in the little pattern she said that he lost his horse, but he found his head, and he's using his head to be able to read the titles on the book, on the top shelf of the bookcase, which I thought was hilarious. So anyway, I don't really know how best to show this so I can like actually see what I'm showing you, but anyway, My goal right now is to like just keep up with the parts as they're coming out, so that's why my staircase is not filled in. And I am not finished with the Headless Horseman part. There's definitely a lot of books on that shelf that need to be stitched, but frankly, I took a break because all those books are like different colors and it's just a lot of color changing that I just wasn't up for. And I had already stitched on this for 24 hours basically in the past 2 weeks. Because I did all of the Count Book Club one, the Dracula right here, which I am naming him Barlow. This is Barlow, everybody. Because I finished reading Salem's Lot, and spoiler alert, there's vampires. Anyway, so yeah, I just love this so much. This fabric is 36 count, Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers, and the color is called Queen Crepe Myrtle. It was a color of the month for April, and I'm stitching this 2/2. So it's very plush and bold, which I really, honestly, I'm kind of obsessed with 36 count 2/2. So I definitely will be doing more projects on 36 count. But I just love this so much. I love it. I'm so excited to see what the next part is. I'm willing to bet that the next part is going to be in this general, oops. I'm willing to bet that the next part will be in this area, because it was like she was over here and then she came over here and then back here. So it's kind of going, so I think this might be next and then maybe this one. But yeah, anyway, I think all the parts should be out by the end of October. But I think what I'm going to do is just keep stitching on this while the stitch along is active, and then whenever the stitch along is over, I'm probably gonna put this away and work on some other stuff. But I also could be lying to you right now because I really like this project. So anyway, I think that's all I have to say about this. But I am quite obsessed with it, so. All right, so the next project I have to show you is another part of my Halloween WIP parade, if you will. And it is another project that I worked on in the past 2 weeks. This is Caterpillar Cross Stitch Touch of Magic. This is a mystery stitch along, and all of the parts have been released. So this is what it is going to look like, and this is what it looked like last time I showed you. And then this is what mine looks like right now. So I finished parts 1 through 4. Part 5 goes at the bottom here, and that came out maybe a week ago now, and I just haven't started on it yet because I was addicted to Haunted Library. So yeah, anyway, but I love this one. I love the colors. I love how like cute, spooky it is. So yeah, my goal for this month is to finish this. Not necessarily FFO it, but I definitely want to finish all the stitching. So that's my goal for this one. I'm stitching it on 32 count even weave. I know it's Zweigart. I don't know what the color name is. It is part of the kit that came from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. But yeah, and then it's stitched with DMC. So love that. All right, so I have one more project that is part of the Halloween WIP parade and what I worked on last time. Okay, and that project is Reaping Love by Silvercreek Samplers. Oh, give me just a moment. Okay, I forgot that I actually have like the hard copy of this chart. Most of the charts that I have are PDF, so I don't have to pop up a picture because I have the picture. So anyway, Reaping Love by Silvercreek Samplers. This is what it is going to look like. And this is what it looked like last time I showed it to you. Not sure what video that was, but that's okay. And then this is what mine looks like right now. So last time I showed it to you, I basically had everything from the eye over. So I have added in all of this right here. My goal that I made for myself last month was to stitch half of this Reaper, and I kind of got there. It's not, I mean, obviously there's like a bunch of cloak that comes this way, but I mostly got half of him. So My goal this month is to finish this. I really want to finish it this month because it's spooky and it's October, but also because I'm really close to being finished with it, and I would really like to be able to put 2022 on here because that's when I started it, and that's kind of the first year that Bobby and I have been living together, so that's kind of a big, I guess, milestone. So anyway, I love this. This fabric is 32 count linen from Fortnite Fabrics, and it's called Cozy Cave. And this is actually like, I bought a fat quarter, but I think this is like a quarter of the quarter, so I guess this is like a fat 16th or something that it's fitting on, so that'll be good. My plan is to finish this into a flat fold. I'm not sure if it's too big for that, but probably gonna do it anyway. So we'll see. Okay, so the next project I have to show you for the Halloween WIPs is Halloween Quaker by Lila Studio. This is what it's going to look like. And then this is what it looked like. Oh, actually, I don't need to show you what it looked like last time you saw it because I haven't made any progress on it. So this is what mine currently looks like. So this is 40 count Murky by Picture This Plus. This is a fat quarter, but this actually fits on a fat 1/8. So this is my fabric folded in half. I did, however, realize after I started this that my margins aren't going to be equal. It's still going to fit, but they're not going to be equal. So like I left a 3-inch margin here and here, but that's only going to leave me 2 inches on this side. So hopefully that's not a huge issue for framing, but I'm probably going to frame it myself anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. But anyway, this is what mine is looking like. This is most of the first page. I would say probably like 75% of the first page, or maybe 70% of the first page. But yeah, so Brijin, the museum stitcher, and Heather, the 20-minute stitcher, are hosting a stitch along for this called Spooky Quakersal, and so I'm hoping to be able to contribute to that hashtag this month. My goal is to stitch on this for 10 hours, not straight, just throughout the month. But yeah, because I want to make some progress on this. It's definitely not going to be finished this year. I don't even know if it'll be finished next year, but this is a very big project. I think it's like, it's 261 by 180 stitches, so it's a hefty boy. But yeah, I really like it. This is, like I said, 40 count, so I'm doing 2 strands over, or I'm sorry, 1 over 2. But yeah, and all of the flosses are Classic Colorworks, except for there is some 310 in here, but yeah. So that's what that one looks like. Okay, and then my second to last Halloween WIP is not really Halloween, but I threw it into the mix because it just gives me fall vibes, and that is Possum Song by Mama Witch Cross Stitch. It is going to look like this, and then this is what it currently looks like. So I haven't made any progress on this since you last saw it, but my goal on this for this month is to also stitch 10 hours worth. So I'm hoping I can knock out a good chunk of the border because there's like a big little like wreath that goes around him. So yeah. This is, I think, 16 count Black Ada, and I have this fabric all folded up just for convenience. But yeah, so I really like stitching on him. He's so cute. But this is, I feel like he's the bulk of the stitching, so I feel like the border should come up pretty quickly. So we'll see how that goes for me. All right, and last but not least, my last Halloween project I want to show you is actually, has not been started. It's just something that I've kitted up. So my goal this month is to start it. I probably will start it, I don't know, day of the week. Well, I think the 13th is maybe a Thursday. But I was thinking about starting this on the 13th just because, you know, it's a spooky number. But anyway, this is called Frankenscat by Lindy Stitches. It looks like that. And I have all the floss and I have fabric, The called for fabric is by Color and Cotton. Yeah. But I found this fabric at Keepsakes during StitchCon, and it's actually fiber on a whim, and it's called Lipstick. And this is 32 count. So I got it, I had gotten a fat quarter, but I already cut it to the size that I need for this fabric. And I don't normally do that, but I did that for this because I'm gonna have to do a center start. So that's why I've already like kind of crisply folded it so that I can find the center. But yeah, and then I got all the flosses and I put them on these Adam Hart cross stitch, or Adam Hart cross stitch thread drops. They're like the Milky Way color. Anyway, they're really cute and shiny. So there's not very many colors. There's like 8 colors. So yeah, that's gonna be my new start this month. I definitely don't need to start anything, but I am. So, oh man. And I have this in a project bag that I made with fabric from, actually I forgot who made this. Jill Howarth maybe? Anyway. So that's it for stitching related things. Oh, hello Piper. So I'm gonna switch to talking about books now. If you're not interested in books, then you can say bye. I won't be offended. But yeah, so I guess if you are gonna leave now, you should leave me a comment telling me what your favorite Halloween activity is. For me, it's definitely watching scary movies and just like wearing Halloween shirts and eating the Halloween Oreos, because the Halloween Oreos are the best Oreos. I don't know what it is about that orange frosting, but it's really good. Okay, so I'm ready to talk about books now. So normally I do what I've just finished reading, what I'm reading now, and what I'm about to read. But I have a couple, I'm actually not reading anything at this very moment because I just finished a book today. So I'm actually gonna use that as my what I'm reading now, and then I have a couple books for what I just got done with and a couple books for what I'm about to read. So let's hope that I don't get too chatty. But for what I finished reading in the past couple weeks, my new favorite book, this is Salem's Lot by Stephen King. My mom bought this book for me when I went and visited her and my family in September, and I started reading this at the airport. And when I talked about this in my last video, I guess I was at a part right before things were getting really good. So once this copy has like 600 something pages, once I got to page like 270-ish, like, which I guess is, I think it's actually part 2 in this book, things just like, woo! Things took off, and it was like super exciting. Like it became such a page turner. I feel like the part 1 of this book is a lot of backstory and like world building. Well, I don't want to say world building because it's not like it's a fantasy novel, but anyway, it was just really, really good. Like I didn't even know what the like spooky thing was until like part 2 started, like page 260, page 270. So I had ideas, but I was just still kind of like very much in the dark about what was happening in this town. So yeah, I'm addicted to this book. I definitely will be rereading it next year, or during maybe some spooky season at some point, because it was just so good. And my plan now is to watch the movie, but it is not anywhere on streaming services. I think you have to pay to rent it, and I already checked my library to see if they had it on DVD, and they did not. So anyway, because I'm going to fork over $4 to Amazon. But anyway, so yeah, I definitely want to watch the movie for this. And then another book that I got done reading, I actually returned to the library this morning, and that was called My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. I'll put a cover up of the book here. I really enjoyed this book. I did give it 3 stars on Goodreads, but that was simply because there was a part at the end that I was just like, I don't really like that. There was, and I get like, okay, trigger warning for harm to animals. There was a part where the possessed best friend kills her family pet. And that just really bothered me. Did it add to the story? I guess. Like, it definitely brought a lot of emotional, like, impact to it. Like, you know, that she was being possessed and this demon made her do that. But I just really didn't. It made me eh. So that's why I gave it 3 stars. And that the actual exorcism itself was very unconventional. It was nothing like watching like The Conjuring or something like that. But it very much was, it very had like a humorous light on things. It definitely was more of a like a lighthearted, I guess, kind of. It was very jokey. Maybe that's the right word. I really liked it. It was really funny. I liked all the 80s references. That was really fun. Kind of gave me like a cheesy version of Stranger Things vibes, just because of, I feel like, or really any horror, I feel like the best horror takes place in the 80s. Like all those really gimmicky horror movies, which totally were scary then, and some of them still are scary now, but anyway. So yeah, I really enjoyed that book, even though I did not give it like super high star rating. But yes, okay. The next book, I also returned to the library this morning, and that's the book that I finished today because it was due tomorrow, and I gave myself like 3 days to read it, so I had to read fast. But it also is a really good book. It is called Go Hex Yourself by Jessica Clare. This book came out this past spring, and there is going to be another book that's kind of like a spin-off sequel to it, which comes out next spring, which I'm kind of like, I want to read it now. But it was so cute. There is like some rumors online that it's a Raylo fan fiction, but I really just didn't. I mean, the cover art really makes it seem that way because they make the characters definitely look like Adam Driver and Daisy Ridley. But the actual story itself, I'm just kind of like, you could stretch it to say that it's Raylo fanfic, but anyway, it was super cute. I really enjoyed it. I don't want to give too much away, I guess. But basically this girl is looking for a job. She finds an ad in a paper for what she thinks is being an assistant to some game creator for this very popular card game that she's super into. But then when she shows up to the job interview, she learns that it's actually like these people think they're witches, and she's applying to be a familiar for a witch, and she's like, okay, yeah, you see now, old lady. But anyway, they are witches, and so she, you know, kind of figures that out. And then there's her witch's nephew is there, and there's like a bunch of tension. It's like an enemies to lovers kind of witchy rom-com. So it was super cute. I definitely would recommend it if you're into that sort of thing. And I definitely will be reading the next book that comes out next year. I think it's called like What the Hex or something, but they kind of hinted at the end of this book like who's gonna be mashed up together. So yes. Okay, and then the last 2 books I have to talk about are books that I just picked up from the library today. Piper's very active today. Hello. Are you gonna read with me? Okay. Okay. I think she wants her dinner. That's probably why she's like pacing back and forth. Anyway, I went to the library after I dropped off the books that I had borrowed to pick up 2 new books. So this one is called The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. I'm not going to read the back because I've already rambled a lot, but I'm pretty sure this is about an author that falls in love with a ghost. So that will be interesting. But yeah, it says romance is dead, but this isn't what she had in mind. So anyway, this looks really cool, and I think it came out not that long ago. It came out this summer probably. The library got it on July the 30th. And then the second book that I picked up, I'm pretty sure I'm the very first person to borrow this because they literally got this in the library on September 30th. But this is called Angelica Frankenstein Makes Her Match by Sally Thorne. And I have heard of this author, but I have not read any of her books. The one I have heard of is called The Hating Game that she wrote, but I picked this up because it just has a very spooky vibe to it. Angelica Frankenstein is Victor Frankenstein's sister, and this story is about her creating her perfect man. So anyway, I thought that would be really cute. I've never actually read Frankenstein, so I'm curious to know how much of this book is going to like rely on you knowing. I mean, I feel like I know enough about Frankenstein to get some loose references, but I'm wondering how much I'm gonna miss out because I haven't read it. So we'll see. But yeah, so those are the books I have to talk about. Hopefully I didn't ramble too much. But yeah, I think that's all I have to talk about. Today. I apologize for the weird lighting. I'm having to film in the evening when it's dark outside because Bobby has been working night shift, and I think he only has like 1 day or 2 days left. But I just couldn't wait any longer to film this video. So at nighttime with the ring light, it is. But yeah, so that's all I have for you. Let me know if, you know, any of those books sound like something you would read or you have read. Let me know what your favorite project you saw today was. Let me know what your favorite Halloween activity was. Just talk all you want in the comments. I love to see what you guys have to say. So until next time, I will see you, well, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I think I was trying to pull with Pam and Steph there. Until next time, I'm Elizabeth, and this is Frizzy Lizzie Stitches. Bye!